So here we go, showed up here at Bennick's. Thought I was gonna be ripping the front track, the dirt track, and it's super muddy. So, got my fresh fly Thor gear, super tight Spando on, and just got done with my road bike ride. I just rode about 600 miles on my road bike. Came in hot, so we're gonna go over to the sand track and go pound some serious motos on a whooped out, gnarly sand track.
How's it feel when you're riding like this humidity? Can you really feel the difference?
Yeah, it makes it hard to breathe. Like, 'cause it's so humid and hot that it's hard to catch your breath, you know? You're trying to like catch your breath, and that's where the jumps come into play. But this track, they kind of took out all the big jumps to make it more difficult, which was a good move. So anytime you try to rest, you kind of need to be wheeling and flowing. And if you could do a couple 40s on this track, you're doing pretty good. So anyway, yeah, a little hard to breathe with humidity, but we'll go get a drink real quick and let these guys ride. I just don't want to land on any of these little kids. Yeah, we'll be giving away one of these helmets here. Just go on to the shopdeegan38.com, place an order, and you'll be entered to win one of these signed. Gas cap under the seat. Got enough, we're good. Good design though. Yamaha's engines are put in backwards so the air is forced into them, and they're real low in the chassis. By far the best design you could have. I feel like everyone would do that. I'm surprised they don't. I don't think anyone will ever beat a YZ250 out of the box until they figure out how to do what they're doing with their engines. So I think Hayden's probably gonna be on the fastest bike for a while. That was part of the decision. I wanted to be on the fastest bike because as an amateur, he always did have some of the best bikes because that's what I enjoy doing. I like building fast stuff because I didn't have it as a kid. I had one bike. And then eventually, once I got my Team Green deal on mini bikes, I got one stock bike and one mod. And then I would keep my mod from the year before as a practice bike. So that was my setup. But I rode the same bike all year for a while until I finally got my Team Green rod. These dudes have fresh engines every 10 hours and pretty much a new bike almost every time they ride. It's pretty sick. The same though if you went to like a Honda MotoGP team or to F1 or NASCAR. Those dudes all roll out on new stuff all the time. That's just the way, when you make it to that level, it's the way it's gotta be. You gotta have the best equipment. Next time we'll take you for a little ride around the sand track. Take you out, go for a little GoPro spin around and go have some fun. actually, it's really good training, but I think it's probably in the 90s today, real humid. It just rained last night, so it makes it even gnarlier, like the humidity, all the water steaming. And there's no wind today. It helps when it's windy, it kind of gets rid of it, but today is just like dead heat right down here. It's like perfect for training. Like I tell Haiden, you want to train in the gnarliest conditions. So race day is the fun day. Even though if it is 100, hot, you know, racing in the middle of the day at the outdoors or Supercross, and it should be this enjoyable time. You have the energy of the crowd and you know, everyone there. You don't want to waste those moments being tired, like out there racing 20 minutes in going, man, this sucks, I'm barely hanging on. You want to be fresh and enjoying it, you know, and people get that. They can see it. You know, some of the front runners are like that, you know. You can tell when they're riding, they just have a lot of energy, they're not struggling, and they're enjoying, like, having fun with it. So these are the days where you need to push yourself as a rider to have the fun days racing. That's the bottom line. They have a pretty good setup over here at the gnarly power washer. Todd's got a dial. Makes it easy, so you just ride and you get done, just wash your bike. I get so busy on everything else, if I don't wash it now, I never get it done. What I use for washing bikes, honestly, that works really well. Put in like Dove soap, like hand soap, dish soap, just normal dish soap. Put in like a squirt of dish soap, probably like a couple ounces of dish soap into a big jug, shake it, or pour, I usually just pour hot water in there and then shake it up a little bit. Dude, dish soap works really good. You know what works even better? It's even as cheaper as probably is detergent. Dude, it like works really good. It cleans the bike really good. I don't know, it's probably nothing better than Simple Green, but as far as getting it clean, but I think Todd's got this thing watered down to 1,000,000 to 1 ratio. He knows people are using it. You got little suds in there. And you never want to spray the radiators down. You just bend those fins super easy. Like I see Hudson, I try to still show him how to wash a bike. I'm like, don't get super close, stand back, and everything's straight in, straight out, so you don't bend the fins. Because once you bend the fins, you might as well just go buy a new radiator. But, and you don't want to shoot straight into the electrical, straight into the bearings. Like, you don't want to do that. Like, anything around electrical, I'm always like, about a foot away. You want to plug up your exhaust. Don't get water in there. It kills your packing, kills your fiberglass. If you're gonna wash a bike, don't leave the tires dirty. My pet peeve is when people leave that film of mud on tires. And I've had new mechanics come work for me, and they'll wash the bike. It's like the ultimate test. Wash the bike, and they come back, and the tires still have that dirty film on them. I'm like, dude. You can tell right then if they know what they're doing or they don't know what they're doing. I like to tip the bike over, get all the mud out of it, so it doesn't stain the frame and stain the engine. If you're lazy, don't like leave mud on your bike for a day or two. It just stains all the metal. Especially if you go to a track like Elsinore that puts like stuff in their soil. Any track that uses a lime or any type of chemical or any type of mineral in their water nukes your frame. I remember there was tracks like Mini O's or World Mini in Vegas. They used to water the track with lime, and man, it destroyed your bike. You had to wash it instantly after the race, but you gotta be careful. The best thing is just don't let mud dry on your bike and don't let it sit for a couple days, because that's pretty lazy, you know? All right, so hopefully the little tips we give here or there on our channel help people with the sport of motocross or off-road in general. Just learning. I mean, no one told me as a kid, like growing up, how to learn everything kind of through trial and error, and it's kind of cool. If you can come on our channel, hopefully the tips help you out. And if you already know it, you already know it. You can add maybe your style or something I don't know down in the comments. Maybe there's something way you do it that could teach me something. Because I just learned how to put my bike on my stand using like my knee as leverage this last year, and I'm like, dang, that's actually was a good one. Someone showed me that, and so anyway, any tricks or tips, let us know down in the comments, and we'll see you next time. So make sure you guys are subscribed, and thanks for going over to shopdeegan38.com and supporting our family.